The Buzz with Jess Lujan.
Welcome back, main studio guest, Mayor Rudy Matanane from the village of Jigo. Mayor Rudy, let me just say, you know that when one says the title of mayor, really, as opposed to other municipalities, when you look in the States and things of that nature, even the Philippines, it's not really accurate to say the title of a mayor, because most mayors in other municipalities are basically, for lack of a better term, lawmakers in a sense. They don't have the jobs that you guys have.
Some of them think so.
You don't have the jobs that you guys have. I mean, I can't see the mayor, say, of San Diego or whatever counties are there, going in the middle of the night or picking up dogs and things of that nature, setting up canopies, putting coral on folks who have rosaries they have to attend to. So it was a title that was given, but really your job descriptions basically are like a village leader there, basically, and so when someone says people have called and said every time we call the mayor, it's never at his office. Well, because that mayor and the mayor in the village, he may have the title of mayor, but it's unlike the other mayors in other municipalities, big municipalities, that have the title that in their office, they're maybe helping to craft city ordinances and things of that nature. Your job is basically on hands. There's a Mazamaki pipe, the pipe is broken, you got two neighbors yelling at each other. Hey, hold it. Your job is more an operations manager.
One of the things that makes the mayor's office, I think, most especially as far as my office is concerned, is not enough funding. Money is at the mayor's office is a rare commodity. Not enough. But I think that if we get more funding, it would be more feasible and would run smoother, because there's a lot more people to do the jobs that needs to be done. And I hear you about like the mayors in the States. One of the difference that with the mayors in the States, and I can also mention Rhoda, they have the funding, they have the monies that they need to use all around in what you need to do in as far as your responsibility is concerned. But it's not the same here.
Sure.
And that's the money is the one of the biggest issue. It's a big issue for Dedido, and it's a big issue for Jigo, and it's probably an issue for villages like I would like to say Tamuning, but I really think that Tamuning can be the most richest village mayor's office there is, but
well, the accessibility to
funding and to
commercial
support.
entities and things like
there's
that.
a lot of commercial entities, a lot of hotels, stores, and all that. But we still know how to play with that. But no matter what we say here, the money is the biggest problem, because and asking each mayor what are your responsibilities are, there's always something new in the day, and that's why I say that being the mayor's, there's never a dull moment.
And here's the thing, we talked about this on air here last week. We talked about this situation here regarding, and I'm hoping, and I want to make this a campaign issue for the folks that are running for governor and lieutenant governor, and even for the legislature, is that, what better cabinet members than to have 19 municipalities be your cabinet members?
Because we know what's going on.
Absolutely. And then some of that funding, maybe in the other agencies, can go towards that. And then that's what I'm saying, when you're looking at monies, divert some of that funding from those agencies to the mayor, their cabinet, to go in there and identify, and rather than have the red tape that will take to maybe fill a pothole or whatever it may be, that you have access to, that you folks have the access to that. And that's what I'm saying. It's not really, whether we have extra funding here and all that. It's just you have it, where can it be more used more efficiently? You just shift it from here to your true cabinet members who are elected by the people. And it doesn't matter. I'm not saying you know, party, because after the election, party doesn't make a difference.
Yeah,
You're there to serve.
it doesn't.
You're there to serve the community. And I'm just saying, shifting some of those assets and funding towards the mayors that on a daily basis know how to get that done. I mean, I would rather call if I needed to know something about a village. I wouldn't want to call. I mean, I may call my director, but that director may have to call you first. You know,
for some reason, you know, all these things that are requested by all the residents, because, you know, I'm just gonna use Jigo as an example. When we're not doing things fast enough, some people call the governor's office.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I want to give credit to the governor. You know, he's been helping us with
Mm-hmm.
funding and, you know, resources. I want to
Mm-hmm.
thank him. But we still need more.
Sure, sure. And it's never good enough. I mean, the challenge you have, and they're forever growing, and then most especially when you look at areas, again, that do not have their infrastructure in place. It's starting to get there, but not quite.
Yeah.
And so that is a problem. You have a dumping issue as well. I mean, on one hand, we are talking about a state-of-the-art. You're looking at the receiver saying, hey, we don't want to turn this over. You have that. But in the same token, you're saying, okay, that's state-of-the-art. But the unintended consequence is that because you're charging now, and if you're intending to raise the fee, then I'm going to have more dumping on my side and elsewhere on the island.
You know, Jess, I'm glad you brought that up, because, you know, it is very, very hectic as it is. And, you know, Jigo is one of the busiest villages there is. You know, and Dedido, of course, because that's where the build-up is. It's between Jigo and Dedido. And could you imagine 10,000 extra cars being here? You know, it's very, traffic is very, very bad right now. And, you know, government of Guam, most especially Public Works, has a challenge coming up. And I know that Glenn Leon Guerrero is doing a fantastic job trying to beef the road improvements here, because it's very much needed. And a lot of other challenges, you know. And, you know, every day it's different in Jigo, and I'm pretty sure it's different in all the villages, but mostly Jigo, because I know about it. You know, there's always different things.
Sure.
I mean, there's already, we don't even need to mention the build-up. There's already
There's a different kind of build-up happening. Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
but, you know, I love my job, and just as long as I know how to control myself when people call me up about unreasonable requests, you know, we try to do as much as we can, you know, with the sources that we have.
You have it. And I'm not advocating, again, an increase in taxes. I'm not doing that. Matter of fact, I'm totally against that. But we can shift assets. We can shift what we have at this point, you know, from here. And like I said, I want to make this a campaign issue in regards to the people running for governor, lieutenant governor, and the senators as well. Is that you look at, you know, your government operations at this point, the executive branch, because you guys are part of the executive branch. Shift some of those assets over there, and have it more available, readily available, again, for the mayors, the ones that get it done. Because when you call your cabinet member and say, hey, what's happening over here with this road here, the best information is to call the village mayor, and then what their need, and you respond quickly to that. So it's just the shifting of assets. With that, we definitely can do it. It can be done in concert, of course, the legislature and the executive branch to do that. And so I'm just, again, I want to make it a political issue, because, or a campaign issue, because, again, when you look at the duties that need to be done by the mayors, and if they continue to do this, then just eliminate all the mayors.
You know what? You know, just
have the senators do it.
One of the things that I'm very, very passionate about is Simon Sanchez issue. And, you know, I don't know what's going on there, you know, and because of the busy schedules that I have,
Yeah.
I haven't been involved in that particular big important issue as far as GIGO is concerned. You know,
I can tell you the status of Simone Sanchez, status quo, hasn't changed. It's just a different day, same problem.
I know that, well, that's one of the biggest
Yeah.
reasons why I mentioned it. So,
Yeah.
you know, people will know that, you know, we're still watching. The kids,
Sure.
the parents are still watching, and how these senators and, you know, the public works and all the entities that are
That's
involved,
right.
and how far have they moved
That's
forward
right.
in addressing the issue. And I hope somebody calls me up, you know,
There we
about
go.
that, because I think they're sleeping.
Take a quick